Hello there, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Joan. For those who do not know me, I am a literature enthusiast and I bring the beauty of Africa, the African books into life. So you're welcome to yet another beautiful play. It's called The Lion and the Jewel, and it is from Africa. It is written by a Nigerian playwright called Wale Soyinka. So let's dive in. Remember to like, comment, and press that notification button so that you know about these African plays. Alright, without further ado, let us dive in. The Lion and the Jewel is a play. The play portrays both modern and traditional aspects of storytelling, including the Yoruba songs and dance that convey a message both comical and serious. The play's main characters include Sidi, Lakunle, and Baroka. Sidi is the beautiful village girl. She is the village belle. She is the village belle, adored by all the villagers and all the people in the village. She is also the jewel in the title of this particular play, and she loves her tradition. She is also pursued by the two other main characters, that is Baroka and Lakunle. Okay, on the other hand, Lakunle is a village headmaster or a village school headmaster who is into modernization. He loves dress. Though he is a young man, he acts like an old soul. He also loves he also loves dressing and speaking like the way the modern people do. He is also referred to as the village fool because of the way he speaks fancy words and the way he carries himself. While Baroka, he is the village belle. He is the chief of Ilujinli, and he is a very wise old man. He is also referred to as the lion in the title of this particular play. He is wise and refers to him as a fox. Why does he do this? Because Baroka is very, very cunning, and we see this, or this is brought out all in the end of a play. So let us look at this entire play. This play consists of 3 acts, and we have the morning, we have the afternoon, and then we finally have the last act, and that is night. Let us look at Act 1. In Act 1, we see Lakunle having an encounter with Sidi, whereby with the annoyed and angry Sidi, and Lakunle tries to talk to Sidi. Sidi is behaving like an old and village girl, and advises her to throw away all of that traditional way of hers, and she should instead become a modern girl. For example, she should stop carrying a pail of water on her head. And Sidi tells him that that is her way of doing things, and she did not want to actually change or become like a modern woman. So Lakunle tries to persuade Sidi on this particular topic, but of course Sidi tells him that he is a village fool, and he doesn't want to pay her bride price, because he actually asked her to marry him, but he refuses to pay Sidi's bride price. To Lakonde, he feels like this kind of tradition is so primitive and he will not follow it. And this angers Sidi. As they're still talking, a group of dancers come praising Sidi of her beauty and telling her that the foreigner who had taken her photo had actually returned, and he had come back with a magazine with her, in the magazine taking, and these dancers describe how her photo is printed. So there was a small play within a play of this foreigner coming and handing over the magazine to the village belle, who is Baroka. And when Baroka sees Sidi's beautiful photo, he now thinks of getting himself another wife. And that's when we see Act 2 coming in. In Act 2, this is called Noon. Saduki is the Belle's head wife. She is the biggest, like the first wife of the Belle, and her work is to go and get another wife for her husband. That is her work. And so since Baroka had interest in Sidi, he had to send Sadiku, who is the head wife of the Bale, to go and ask for for Sidi's hand in marriage. When Sadiku approaches Sidi, Sidi actually turns Baroka, and she because of his age, she believes he's old and is not suitable to marry her. And on top of that, she doesn't want to be another wife added into the Bale's group of women. That is what she didn't want. So we see Sadeku going to actually tell the Bale or Baroka that Sidi refuses to do what? Sidi refuses to accept his marriage proposal. Lakunli tries to warn Sidi of how cunning and tricky Baroka is, and she should not fall prey of his behavior. Sadiku, after her telling uh, the Bale about Sidi's refusal of him, the Bale, knowing that his wife is a gossiper, she loves gossiping a lot, she tells her a secret and tries to tell her not to tell anyone, of course knowing that she will automatically go and tell people about it. So, Baroka tells the head of his wives that he is impotent, and so that she shouldn't tell anyone about it because it would bring shame to him. But of course, she was excited. In the last act, that is night, we see Sadiku going to Sidi and dancing. She was happy that, you know what, Baroka has actually lost his manhood, or he's impotent. So Sidi gets excited and she feels like she should go and taunt the lion. She should go and taunt Baroka about his impotence. So she visits Baroka's place since she was invited there, and finds him having a match with one of his guards. And she watches later on when they were having a conversation. She taunts him and about his impotence. But of course, this was a trick that this gentleman, or that the village chief had actually played on her. So later on, when they're having that conversation, he tells her of how he's capable of actually making her beauty known to very many people around the world. And Sidi was attempted, and they end up in bed, and later on her virginity is broken. So she runs, and she realizes that actually the Bale or Baroka had actually tricked her into going there and yet actually his manhood had not, he wasn't impotent. So at the end of it all, she decides to marry Baraka, and that's how this beautiful book ends. Thank you for watching my video. I love you all, and continue supporting. Love Africa and love what is ours. The love